This video is about compound interest, and I suggest before you watch this video about compound interest, you watch the one on simple interest to get some idea about simple interest investments. Now, in this one, we've got an investment of $12,000 made for 5 years at 6% interest PA. That means per year or every year. Find the value of the investment at the end of 5 years. There is no mention of the word simple in here. So we're going to assume it's not simple interest and it's something called compound interest. Now, compound interest is when you leave the money in the bank and you don't touch it. So at the end of 1 year, I would have my $12,000 that I've invested and 6% of 12,000. So I could work out 6% of 12,000, which is 12,000 times 0.06. and add that 720 interest onto the 12,000, but it's much easier to do a calculation of 12,000 times 1.06. Now that will actually tell me the investment and the interest that's in the bank at the end of 1 year. Now that figure there, I want to keep it in there for another year, so I'm going to take that and I'm going to times it by 1.06 for the second year. So I've got my 12,720 and I want to times it by 1.06. That's for 2 years. And now you can see that that number is getting a little bit more complicated. And I'm going to do this again for 3 years. Now, there's a much easier way of working this out because this is fine for only 5 years. I could keep going, but it would be much easier if I took the 12,000 and I multiplied it by 1.06 times 1.06 times 1.06, and that's going to be 5 times because it's 5 years. So I'm going to make this to the power of 5. And this will show me the compound interest. So I've got 12,000 times 1.06, so that's the 6%, to the power of 5 years. Now my total investment there is 16,058, or 59 if we're going to round it off to the nearest dollar. So I've invested the 12, so if I just wanted the interest only, I would take off the 12,000. So it depends what the question's asking. In this case, it wants the total investment, so that's the answer. But we can see that we've earned 4,000 in interest. Now we're going to do another one, but we're going to cut straight in to get the answer. So we're going to have the 30,000, 4%, 4.5% interest per annum. So 4.5%, to add that on is 1.045, and it's invested for 10 years. So it's simply to the power of 10. So if I was in an exam, I would write out that question rather than just doing the sum on the calculator. It's 1.045, 5% to the power of 10. So at the end of 10 years, I would have a total investment of 46,589. So there's compound interest. You may get some questions where it's not always compounded yearly, but the interest rate will always be quoted per annum every year, so 4.5% every year.